Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Long's Thursday morning coffee break. My name is Ryan Netbalski. I am a sales engineer in Colorado Springs. I want to thank everybody for taking their time out of their day to join us. Today, we will be going over Ducts and Cleats with Sterling Minter, going over some of the features and benefits of the Pro R system. Welcome, Sterling. Thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure. Appreciate it. And we'll kind of take off, team, and appreciate everyone joining us. Appreciate Long and everything they do. I'll start with a little introduction of who we are at Ducts and Cleats. We've been a mechanical contractor for over 55 years out of St. Paul, Minnesota. We use state-of-the-art equipment, coil lines, AutoCAD software. We are the exclusive provider and innovator of Pro R duct systems. And these are top duct systems, especially for exterior duct. We'll talk about that a little bit. We're represented throughout the entire US through manufacturers reps, the top manufacturers reps like Long that represent us throughout the US. We are a union company that produces quality duct systems, galvanized, spiral, you name it, we make it. We're obviously a SMACNA member, and we also have an air purification system called ISO Air that we sell. And if anyone ever wants any information on that, you can check with Long on that as well. What we do at Ducts and Cleats is we work with our manufacturers rep who, once you've contacted, if you're a contractor or an engineer and a project has been laid out, that'll be sent to us. We will prepare the quote based off of an engineer drawing and specification. When the project has been sold, we will provide an engineer submittal to be approved by the engineer. Once that's approved and it's time to move forward with production, we will provide a fabrication submittal for the contractor. This will give a detailed breakout like what you see at the bottom there to allow the contractor time to field measure, make sure exactly what he wants. Once approved, we'll build that duct. We will then coordinate the shipping with the installing contractor and the rep, of course, and then we'll coordinate the training to make sure there aren't any questions when they hit the field. But it's pretty basic. It's pretty easy to install. The reason Pro R was created was to provide a solution for traditional ductwork challenges. Basically insulated metal. That's what we use. That's what we've hung our hat on for years. But there's a lack of durability issue. It has a short lifespan. Oftentimes, we don't even know how bad it is because it's covered by the insulation. But sheet metal duct's prone to leakage unless it's required to not leak at a certain higher level than a class 6, which is typical. That air leaking out causes the ability for water to then get into the system. That creates insulation degradation, loss of R value. Wet insulation is about 85% ineffective, not to mention it creates poor indoor air quality because it allows biological growth. It creates lack of aesthetics for the project itself, especially duct that can be visible, perhaps going up the side of a building. It does require 2 trades, so coordination with a general contractor is a lot more difficult because you've got to get an insulator and a sheet metal guy. Depending on the jacketing being used, or sometimes you have to do the sheet metal guy, the insulation, and then bring the sheet metal guy back. So it gets very labor intensive. So Pro R is an innovative solution to these challenges, and I think you'll find that it's a great system. Our tag is forged in thermal protection. It's the proven solution for all HVAC duct applications. It's been around for about 6 years now. We have exterior, we have round, we have double wall, we have interior. So let's start with where it begins. That would be the Kingspan Cool Duct. This is the key design element of the Pro R system. We use the Kingspan Cool Duct phenolic board. If you're not familiar with that, it's a rigid high-performance phenolic panel. The phenolic is enclosed or is closed cell insulation that's fiber-free. It's odorless, it's non-tainting, it's chemically inert. It's sandwiched between 2 25-micron aluminum sheets with a fiber scrim reinforcement. And that system is manufactured by Kingspan, brought into the US in boards. It is a UL 181 listed system in the US. In fact, it was used in the US Green Building Council in Washington, D.C. back in 2004 for Platinum LEED certification. The uniqueness of the phenolic is that it meets the ASTM E84, which is your 2550. It doesn't burn, it doesn't smoke. With our Pro R, we offer several R values as basis. We have R6, R8, R12, 16 and a half, 19, 24, 21, 25. These are just standards. We can actually go higher if we need to, but it's very unlikely that we'll have that need. And it is LEED eligible in the fact that it provides significant energy optimization. The Pro R overview is that it's designed for maximum durability and efficiency. We know what kind of difficulties you're going to have in the field with weather and elements and people, but then it's lightweight and easy to install. It has superior thermal performance in that its density will cause it to have a higher R value with a thinner amount. 30 millimeters, an inch and 3/16 is an R12 or an R18 system. 45 millimeters is R12. So it's a lot more insulation at a lower value or thickness. It's near zero leakage the way the Pro R system is built with union fabrication to SMACNA standards. It's available in multiple colors with Kynar aluminum, color clad, galvanized, stainless, whatever we need, we can provide. We have over 20 colors and we do provide a 10-year warranty on that system. Some of the benefits and the main thing that makes our system work so well is we use a TDC flange. Now, this is a flange that integrates the outer shell into the flange itself, which is unlike any other phenolic system out there. And so that integrated TDC flange helps keep the jacket and the duct all tight together. We then gasket over top of that flange, as you can see here on the this little section here of the cutout in the top picture. That gasket would go all the way around the entire flange before we cover it with the flange cover, just to keep the weather off it. We use a neoprene and a butyl gasket to seal the joint, something you're familiar with in most cases. So it doesn't require a lot of sealant. In fact, it requires no sealant at those joints to keep water out. The system itself is very well fabricated. The flange cover keeps water from landing on top of it. It's just a simple cover for aesthetics. We use a Pittsburgh seam on our longitudinal jacketing. So whereas most systems, you're trying to wrap it in the field, or another phenolic system attaches either a plastic or a metal to each side, and then they put a corner. We actually build an aluminum duct with a Pittsburgh seam, a TDC flange, and then we build a cool duct phenolic duct inside. So it's two ducts in one, and then we have a double inspection process where it's inspected during the quality check, it's inspected during the shipping fabrication process. So it ensures we get a product free of any kind of defect. As I said, we've got multiple colors out there. We have 4 standard colors. That would be our bone white, our almond, our Sierra tan, and our cityscape. And why these are stock colors is these are ones that are run on our coil line. So we keep these in our shop and we can jump from one to the other at the drop of a hat right before fabrication. Hey, can we go to bone white instead of almond, or vice versa? Doesn't affect price, it's always there. So we can generally do that without any issue. The other colors could provide some lead time, adds, or perhaps an add in cost, because we have to use 10 by 4 foot sheets. And they're more of a special order thing. They're not kept in stock all the time. But if we know in advance we need a special color, it's generally not any kind of an issue. We get used a great deal in outdoor applications. You can see here we do some different color coding. Sometimes they want to match say a university's color, or they just simply want to match the site of the building or something to that degree. Otherwise, we would generally make it in white. When we move to our indoor duct, we don't often put a metal jacket all the way around. It is reinforced on the corners and the flanges. We still use that TDC flange, but we simply use it on angles on the corners as opposed to completely wrapping the duct. Although in many cases it's going to be exposed, they do want to have the metal aluminum jacketing on the outside. Just for reference sake, we can also do stainless steel on the inside and or the outside. So depending on exactly what might be needed. Now this is going to be a demonstration here that kind of gives you an idea. It's the toughest duct available. One of the things that we have to be concerned about, especially with field applied or other phenolic systems, is what happens when that Colorado hailstorm comes. And I had a son that lived there and put holes in the siding, so I know what it can do. So this will give you just a little demonstration of how tough this duct is.
All right.
Once you're ready. Even when I use the point, it dents it, but it doesn't get through it, doesn't break it, doesn't create any kind of penetration. So, you know, you're not going to lose performance by the fact that you got hit with a hailstorm. We've been used throughout the country at major corporations all around, 3M, Mayo Clinic, some big universities. And so we've got a lot of success. We've had a lot of success with some of the major engineering firms out there where we become a standard basis of design for them. And so, you know, we can take care of anything you need. We work very well with Long to try to get it accomplished. And if you're an engineer or a design build contractor or just a contractor out there looking to provide a better product off of it, maybe the specification, reach out to your Long guys and gals and make sure that you get all the information you can. And that's pretty much it. That's it in a nutshell, Ryan. I will turn it back over to you.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time today, Sterling. Definitely looks like a solid product. If anybody has any questions, please reach out to your Long salesman to get some more information or any questions that, you know, were left unanswered. Please feel free to reach out to your Long salesman. And next week we will have Austin Whitley with Daikin Applied, covering chiller R410A and R134 order deadlines. So look forward to seeing you guys next week. Again, Sterling, thank you for all your help, and I hope everybody has a great week.